Welcome back to Three Seasons Apart. I'm not gonna say the episode because I don't remember.
Yeah. Hell no. This long, bro. Definitely don't remember the episode.
It's been too fucking long, bro. I didn't even remember it when we were still doing it. But
True.
we're back.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a long summer. Took a nice little break, right?
Nope.
So we're back, and the Celtics are still the NBA championship. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say world champions, but I kind of stopped.
You know, so what?
People have
They have
their issues with that.
Opinions.
I don't give a fuck personally. Call it whatever you want.
Yeah. It's just semantics, man. I think it's funny though. I forget his name, but he a hater, which is like
Lyles.
funny.
He the
Yeah,
biggest
no,
hater.
Lyles is a hater.
He the biggest
It's
hater,
funny.
man. Honestly, it was just the way he fucking said it.
No, exactly. It's
like-
it's mainly that.
He's like, the world champions of what?
Yeah.
What? I'm like, yo, bro, fuck, what's your problem? He had to call us out too. It's like, dude, what do you mean? And,
Hey, but we got that Olympic. We got that
Yep.
gold.
and we still got gold. We're world champions. So we have 3 world champions, by the way.
Mhm.
So anyway, all right, going into the season, a lot of shit happened over the summer, right? A lot of teams made moves.
Lots of
Moves to
stuff.
retain, moves to acquire. We all know who the biggest ones are, right? So we'll start off in the East. Okay, in my opinion, right, the Celtics. I think everybody kind of agrees. The Celtics are still the top dog.
Yeah.
I think we retained everybody. Shout out to Brad Stevens, by the way. Holy shit, Xavier Tillman, 2-year minimum. Sam Hauser. What was Sam's contract? Do you guys remember?
It's like a 3-year.
Definitely don't.
3 or something like that.
It's 3 year, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
3 year,
4
30
years,
million?
10 mil a year. Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
I think that's a really good
Yeah.
deal for a shooter. And
Maybe full of 40. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. But you know, they kept everybody. They added some interesting rookies, and we're coming back on a revenge tour, right? After all the shit that went down. So I mean, for me,
Right.
I still think the Celtics are the top dog. What do you guys feel about that?
Nick can go first now.
Bro, I agree, bro. I mean, look, like I said, I think we talked about in the group chat, like, not after a team has won a championship, a team hasn't been able to retain their players and, you know, their core for a championship. The fact that, like, we're bringing pretty much everybody back and we added, you know, a couple rookies or whatever, like, I don't see what's going to stop us. And the fact that, you know, media and shit is already, you know, counting us out, kind of like saying, can we go back to back, you know, shit talking about JT. And I don't know, and you know, KP's injury and stuff like that. But I think, bro, this year is more like you said, more of a revenge story. Like, we want to prove to everybody that we ain't no fluke. Like, this isn't just a one and done. Like, we have the potential to go like a dynasty for real. Like, we could definitely go back to back, and then 3-peat. We'll see what happens. But I think we're definitely equipped for it. Like, Joe's, as a coach, he's getting, you know, better. He understands his players more. Like, this is another year to build. And then JT's coming off of that, you know, his jumper's looking smooth, you know, he's gonna be in that MVP talk again. And JB, bro, every year he continues to improve. So, and then with Drew and Derek, you know, they're good. They play their roles to the best, like, of their capabilities. Like, they're fucking professionals to the max, you know what I mean? So I just think ain't no, like, every move that was made in the NBA was to compete against us. And that is how it is when you win a championship. So our goal is going to stay the same. Everybody's goal is to win a championship. But I think to us, it's going to mean a lot more if we go back to back. So,
Yeah, I mean, without, I guess, yapping too much, I think it's pretty crazy that, we maintained all of the players. I think that is almost like unprecedented in recent times, at least, especially with the second apron. And yeah, I mean, it was like the first year of that core of a team. So I think that is also something that is understated. The fact that they, were able to put it together. So the upcoming years, in theory, should be much more seamless, I guess. Like, they've already gotten over the hump. So now they are just buying in even more into the system that Joe is implementing, and they have even more chemistry with each other within their plays and all that stuff. So I think that is like a huge deal. And we also won with the floor, in my opinion, the floor offensively of Brown and Tatum I don't think that Brown obviously stepped it up starting from the conference finals onwards. But I think that was Jason Tatum's floor as an offensive player in terms of how he's going to continue to perform in the playoffs. At least in the upcoming years as he's like really getting into his prime. We are like super hopeful that his jump shot is back and it looks a lot smoother without the hitch and all that stuff. But yeah, he was just not doing a whole lot, and we still basically wiped teams with his shooting splits being so bad. Obviously, I don't want to say that he was bad offensively because we know how much he does on both ends of the floor. But if that, like I said, is the floor of what we're going to get in terms of his shooting splits, I for sure don't think that. I think that the Celtics are just in a whole another league, bro, in terms of the capability that we can even reach on year 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think and to both of your points too, it's like we're coming in one with a chip on our shoulder, and then two, it's like how rare is it that a team gets over the hump before their top 2 players even hit their prime? And
Yeah.
I think that works in our favor. I know a lot of other teams have maneuvered and kind of like are trying to solidify and shore up their rosters, but the Celtics already being there and with anticipated improvements still from their top pieces, that keeps them as the favorites for me. I'm gonna throw another name out there. I'm gonna throw 2 names out there, and then you guys let me know if you agree.
All right.
I still think the Bucks are a team that are gonna be in the conversation just because I won't discount Giannis and Dame.
Yep.
And then I do like the Knicks still.
Yeah.
I agree.
With the additions that they made.
Yeah, I agree.
I also like the Knicks, and then I'm more iffy on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I would say the Bucks is a toss up between them and the Sixers.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I will say the Sixers is because Embiid hasn't had that year yet, I guess. He's never had that playoff year. So I don't think I'll discredit it until probably 2 years from now. To the point that it's he's
33, bro. I don't know.
no, I don't. He's not 33. I don't think he's 33,
Dude,
bro.
30, he's like 32, 33.
I'm pretty sure he's 31.
I swear
31,
to God.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's no, he's 30.
33,
He's
that
30.
shit.
Is he 30? Okay,
He's 30.
It feel a lot older. I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's
bro.
30 flat. That's why I was
Gotcha.
3 years with his knees. Obviously, then I'd be more of he probably won't be able to have it for a full playoff run or whatever like that. But the addition of Paul George, obviously they're both very injury prone, but Maxey I think is the factor that I take over the Bucks, where it's both Dame and Giannis are injury prone, and I mean fucking Giannis hasn't even played a whole series in the last 3 years. So yes, I do think they have the combination, but I think Maxey is a huge factor into. I just have a lot of stocks in him overall, but he allows basically Embiid and Paul George to be able to maybe have that playoff run in them. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so good as a player already, and I don't think he's I'm gonna shoulder all the fucking responsibility and carry y'all into the playoffs, but he makes it a lot easier for them to be able, like Embiid was saying, not to play back-to-backs and stuff like that. So for them to have that one run, I'm not going to discount that yet. And I mean, technically he's been improving in terms of playoff performances. Last year, shortened playoff series for sure. But he did show up a lot better than what he's done prior. And it was a lot closer to his actual regular season production. And he was also coming off of an injury in that postseason as well. So with those elements, I feel he's gotten past the point of choking because he's just in I don't give a fuck mode at this point. But yeah, that's my only contest with those two. But the Knicks for sure with their additions. But I'm sure you guys will expand on the Knicks in a sec.
Yeah, I mean, not really, I guess. I'm more or less. I don't know. After that, just me more for the. Since we're already talking about the Knicks, for me, I don't know. I'm still kind of 50-50 on that cat trade because depends on how you view it. I've whole summer, since it went down, I've been asking, Josh and Cisco how they feel about it, and they're not buying it yet. I mean,
Really?
they have to now because he's fucking Nick, and it is what it is. But they fucking they love Julius like that was their king, bro.
Okay, that's crazy. That is not
I
the.
swear to God.
No, I genuinely thought it was gonna be a DiVincenzo thing. I did not think it was gonna be a Julius
Oh,
Randle
Julius.
thing.
They actually like love
Because
Julius.
personally, I don't even agree with that.
Yo,
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's funny.
They just like he kind of like helped build, you know, that them back up, you know. So I could see that, and like no fluke to like Julius and shit. Like he all star for a reason. Like
No, he's
he could
nice. He's
hoop,
nice.
yeah.
but like I like Cat brings, in my opinion, a different element to that team. Like it kind of left them in a little more of a depth situation because you know he traded 2 for 1, but I think Cat will be able to play a different style or a style that fits his game when he's with New York. So just New York, I don't know, man. Like Brunson, everybody's hyping him up, and I'm not gonna say I'm fully on that train, but I still think they could be like a top 3 team in the East. But it all depends on if it's like how fast it takes them to build that chemistry. Because you know you're bringing in Cat into this Villanova squad after you just traded Dante, but and then you're bringing in Mikal Bridges. So I don't know. I think Tibbs it's gonna take Tibbs like 10, 15 games to get that team rolling, in my opinion. And then with the Bucks, I like the Bucks more than the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. I think Giannis is. I can't. Dame's one of my favorite players, and I think he wasn't really injured like that last year. He got injured in the playoffs, right? So like that really hurt them against the Pacers. But I think he's 34 years old, 35, something like that. Old. I think this season he's gonna like turn up. Like second year with the team. I feel like last year was more or less he was getting to feel how to play with Giannis. Like and then now like Giannis telling him like from the get go last year that he's the go to guy. Like he's gonna play off of him. I think that kind of like now they see eye to eye and they're like, all right, now we gotta do this shit together. Like Giannis got to the top. Like Dame's gonna do anything in his power to try to get there too. So I think just that team in the whole, like the little additions they made too, kind of like helped, like Gary Trent and DeLon Wright. I mean, there's no like big name moves, but I think they picked up players that will fit into like the spacing they need with Giannis and Dame. So and then to that point, like the Sixers too, like the Paul George trade. I like their chances more now that the big thing is getting rid of Tobias Harris, bro. That guy.
I mean, they have a legit like big 3. So
They do.
Exactly.
in a fucking NBA that doesn't really have big 3s, they have achieved a big 3, which is something.
Yeah, a big 3. So their chances are of getting over that hump and potentially meeting us in the conference finals or something like that. Like they're still gonna get steamrolled. Don't get me wrong, but like shit, like getting Paul George, who everybody calls playoff P, like he's shown up to some playoff games, and them 3, like you said, I think again Tyrese Maxey is the main X factor in that he'll be able to help propel those guys and give them that. Like not all the attention is going to be on Embiid and Maxey. Now you got like an all-star, damn near still superstar caliber player. So attention is going to be in 3 directions. You're not going to be able to stop all 3 unless you're the Celtics. But yeah, so fuck it. Like I don't know, the top 3 is it's up there, but who knows?
I'm not gonna lie. Julius Randle is my king is an insane statement.
That is wild. That is wild.
That
is not what I thought I was gonna hear, bro.
Of all fucking people, I'm sorry, bro. All NBA player, all star. I'm not gonna say he's like a trash player, but that's fucking crazy. And for reference to the people that don't know, Cisco and Joshua are cousins that live in New York City. They were born and raised in New York City, so they're big Knicks fans. And I remember I gotta tell the story because like 2 years ago. It was like 2 years when they first got Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah.
We were at Christmas, and the Knicks were playing on Christmas. I think it was Jalen Brunson's like first Christmas game, and he was like going off. And then I was like, "Yo, he's nice." I was like, I underestimated him. I was like, "Yo, Jalen Brunson." And I remember telling the both of them, I was like, "Yo, if you guys really ever want to accomplish anything, you got to get rid of that guy." And I was pointing at Julius Randle. And they're like, no, we need him. We're gonna win it. And I was like, no, bro, come on now.
I'm
It's
saying,
so
bro.
funny. And it's so funny that 2 years later they still believe in this dude. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just thought that.
Nah, he's a great
Yeah.
player.
He's a
I just
great
think, yeah,
player.
the difference that his playoff woes are definitely not similar to Cat's playoff woes. And I think Cat honestly showed like a really great performance in the playoffs. So I have way less concerns about playoff anything having to do with the Knicks compared to when they had Randall.
I'll also say this. I think the fit with Cat is just so much better. And I think that'll open up how they're able to play with how ball dominant Jalen Brunson is. And we've seen the 2-man game of Brunson and Randall. It's not sometimes when the shots are falling, that shit's like
It's lethal.
It look nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But more often than not, that shit looked like really wonky to me. Like I remember there was a game either last year or the year before. I believe it was 2023 where I think the Celtics were playing them and we were down by like 20 points and we came back and almost won the game. We ended up losing because Emmanuel quickly went crazy in overtime.
Oh yeah.
But we fucking had like a flurry where it was less than 2 minutes to go, down like 14 points, and we came back and tied the game. And a lot of it just came down to us throwing a double at Julius Randle and him not knowing how to handle it. That responsibility will not be on Cat. And I feel like in the terms of like just the way they fit together, you double Jalen Brunson, Cat is a legitimate shooter. So, I think the fit is just that much better. So I will say this though. I do think they're gonna have the second best regular season record in the East.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I just this is obviously just completely depending on health. In a playoff series, I'm more scared of Giannis and Dame than I am of the Knicks. As like the overall roster.
What I was gonna say actually was the reason why I'm lesser on the Bucks is because of the lack of perimeter / like wing anything. And I think with those three that we mentioned, or I guess I mentioned with the Sixers, the Knicks, and the Celtics, I think that the lack of anything on the perimeter or like wing depth or defensive wings, I guess, would be very detrimental because of their focus on that. Obviously, we have the Jays, but then I think the Knicks have basically created maybe watered down is a fucking like disrespectful term, but like a watered down version of the Celtics in terms of heavy emphasis on wings and and except that they have a guard that is their primary focus instead of us having the wing being the primary focus. But still, all of it is still very perimeter centric. And then alongside the Sixers, who 2 out of their 3 stars are perimeter centric players, with Embiid also being an outside player. Like he can play on the perimeter as well. So all those elements make me less worried about the Bucks because they were our biggest competition potentially last year. But I wasn't even that worried about them last year either. So for them to
the first month, I wasn't scared.
Yeah, so for them to have aged but also not fixed their wing depth, and the following teams that I just said all get better on the perimeter as well. I have I don't know. I'm less inclined to put them in a higher position or like feel like they bring fear. I know Giannis is still like a top 5 player, and if Dame gets it going, he gets it going. But like if he puts it together, obviously. But I don't know. I think that defense is gonna really like heighten itself during the playoff series.
No, that's fair. Yeah. And honestly, that's what we were kind of like getting on them about last year. I think
like that's why it wasn't a worry of ours because of their defense.
But and to build on the Sixers though, I do agree the talent on paper and the fit. Honestly, adding Paul George, getting rid of Tobias Harris, that's like an insane flip, right? But I think in a similar theme to like what we were just talking about with the Bucks last year, and kind of just gelling and playing together. Health is such an important factor where you're going to see load management from Embiid all year, and you're going to see load management for Paul George all year. And he just got hurt, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
I don't even know what
bone bruise.
He hyperextended something. Or, I mean, maybe it's a bone bruise now, but I know when the first day came out, they thought it was hyperextended.
He had that BBL ass injury,
Dude, I saw that shit. That was hilarious.
I was cracking up. But no, like, in all seriousness, like, just on paper, I think chemistry is king, and I think just the turnaround the Celtics had in 2022, and then obviously adding Porzingis and winning last year within their first year, it can't be overstated enough that I think you're not very likely to win a championship in your first year of putting a team together.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Very, very slim, right? And I think people forget that other than KP, and obviously the shock of losing Marcus Smart, right, and Robert Williams, who really didn't play, we genuinely just had most of our core still, with the addition of KP and Drew, right? We added two guys, and Drew happened to be literally like the perfect glue guy, right? That's something that I have legitimate concerns about with the Sixers, where it's like all the talent is there, and honestly, so is the fit. But with the health concerns throughout the whole year, that's going to be in the backdrop the whole time, similar to the Clippers situation with Kawhi and Paul George. Honestly, will that ever like come to fruition in the playoffs? And
Yeah, I would say.
I don't know.
You
Yeah, just to continue real quick, just like
Yeah.
Embiid has never really put it together in the playoffs, and I don't know if I truly believe he could put it together with the addition of like not stepping on each other's toes with Paul George and the rise of Maxey. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So my only two small contests. I don't really care that much about it, but
Yeah.
just to contest a little bit.
Okay.
Embiid has played with us like not all star, but a star-studded team essentially with Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, so multiple people who were taking the ball away from him. So I don't think that him adapting to that will be anything crazy.
That's fair.
And in theory, they're only adding one player in Paul George, who is one of the most portable players, I would say. Obviously, I wouldn't give him the most portable and all that stuff, but typically that rule of like, oh, they got a year to figure it out is when there are multiple pieces. Like if there is a formulation of a big three, typically it's two new incoming players along with the star that was already there or whatever like that. And that's what makes the whole like big three thing kind of struggle in the beginning. Or even if it's like a Dame Giannis thing, it's like Dame always has the ball in his hands, So for him to transition to not doing that and being second fiddle to Giannis was something that for sure had to be adjusted. And we don't even know if it's still going to work this year. We're just like projecting that it will. But I think with, PG, he's always been a plug and play player in terms of every situation that he's been in. So that's like, that gives me less worries. But everything that you say could absolutely become true. I just think that I have more faith that they're smart enough to be able to like figure that out as basketball players at this point. But it could be a legitimate concern. I really think the main concern for the Sixers is just health.
100%.
They just got their two biggest guys are just super injury prone. So that will be the only thing that stops them, in my opinion. It won't even be like a chemistry thing or like a not finding any fluidity by the postseason. I feel like they'll be chilling by then because of the players that they do have.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then
I agree.
No, go ahead.
No, you good.
Okay. I thought you were gonna ask some.
No.
Oh, also, and I think the Knicks will look better as well once Mitchell Robinson is back. Like looking at their thing from like 1 to 8 looks kind of rough with Mitchell Robinson being out, but I think the loss of that makes the 2-for-1 look even worse because Mitchell Robinson might not even be back this year or something like that if it goes that bad.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna throw out three names, and they're kind of like in the tier below for me, but they're really good teams. I think they're pretty obvious, right? Orlando, Cleveland, and Indiana. That's probably the rest of it in the East, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to throw out any other names in the East. It's just not.
Yeah.
There's really nobody else. Bro.
Yeah. I could say
Miami.
I was gonna say the only one that I could see is Miami over the Pacers. Then the only reason why is because the Pacers had a fucking generational offense last year.
Yep.
And it'd be hard for them to maintain that. They basically would have to have another generational offensive year, and they only had the 6th seed when they did do that last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami, Jimmy Butler doesn't get the contract that he wants and is incentivized to play more, basically from Pat Riley. So he's playing more. Bam, as much as like we joke around about like his jump shot and all that stuff. He's actually taking threes, so that could legitimately change their whole offensive flow, I guess, because it just widens the space for them. And I mean, like, sure, they've had horrible injury luck as well for 2 years. So based off of pattern, I think it's very unlikely for a team to have that many injuries for 3 years in a row. Because usually we do see that. It's like one team is super injury riddled, the next year they're kind of back, and then maybe another team might go through the same thing. But it's very, very rare to have like a team have like 5 guys miss 50-ish games in whatever pockets for 2 years in a row.
The Clippers.
Well, that's just their two. That's their two main guys.
Yeah.
He has everyone, bro. It's
He
like
got a lot of people, bro.
yeah, that's why I'm saying like for that to happen 2 years in a row is crazy. So I think with it this last year and getting Terry will help as well. So yeah, I could see them being in that spot instead of Indiana, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I roll with Miami too, honestly, because I don't know if you guys watched Starting Five, but like last year, I mean, it's been a couple years prior to that, but like Jimmy Butler didn't really didn't take the regular season seriously.
Absolutely.
I think last year, especially like what he went through and stuff like that, losing his dad and shit, kind of like probably caught up to him, and that's probably why he didn't really, his focus wasn't really on basketball at that point, So that kind of hindered what Miami was capable of achieving. So the fact that if he comes into this season with a chip on his shoulder too, and kind of just says, "Fuck it, let's just play ball," then Miami might be a dark horse in the East again. Like we've seen what they can do when he's in that mode. So and the fact that like you were saying, injuries, like it feels like Tyler Hero gets hurt every year. Terry Rozier got hurt last year.
Jimmy too.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
Like, dude, everybody was going down. Like, people had to step up, and Miami has that formula of having people step up somehow, and they always will. I mean, most likely, but I think this year we should expect them to be a lot more healthy. Like maybe injuries we can't predict. So the fact that they're everybody's going into this season healthy right now, like. Their main goal is going to be to maintain that, and the fact that if Jimmy could just lead and steer the ship with everybody else following, I think Miami is going to be, they're going to be a team to look out for.
No, that's
sure.
fair. I'm the hater to the fullest extent, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. Still,
but a team coached by Spo can't be counted out. So.
Yeah, I mean they're always going to be like a top 5, top 10 defense. So for them to potentially up their offense because their guys are healthy, have more space with Bam and stuff like that. Like I think that is kind of just like a sneaky formula for them to get in there when people are doubting them once again, or like reaching the point where they're kind of sick of them coasting in this regular season.
I still think they're a carousel between like the 6 to 8 seed type of deal, and maybe
I think max they could probably get like 5th, but I have them pretty comfortably. Like a 6th seed. Like I don't think they're going to be in the play-in this year. I think they'll make it a point not to fucking coast into the play-in once again, because at that point, like what do you prove? Like Jimmy wouldn't have like proved anything in terms of like playing more or whatever like that. And Bam, I think they gave more of the keys to Bam, to be honest too. So
did you just thumbs up?
I don't know what the fuck happened, bro. I don't know what the hell.
That's fire though.
I don't know. That shit popped up out of nowhere.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I guess so.
I just think is it the emoji thing?
I'm doing something right then, I guess.
Oh no, that's a different. No, that was a different thumbs up. Yeah, no, that was a different thumbs up.
On that bitch. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, bro.
That was sick.
I don't know. It's cool though.
Oh,
yeah. But Cleveland and the Magic, or Orlando and Cleveland for sure, I agree too. I think they could sneak into being those top 3. Maybe not in terms of contention, but just like regular season. Cleveland, they've also been like pretty injury riddled, so I think there is a chance this year where everyone is like relatively healthy, and even with a lot of their main guys being hurt last year, they still ended up like top 4 or something like that. They had a pretty good record, so I don't imagine that a healthy record they can't add like 5 to like 6 wins on top of that and get to like 50 something wins. And Orlando's just like they're constantly grown. I think Paolo's going to take a huge leap as he like has continued to.
KCP.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and the addition of KCP with shooting is dope. I think Jalen Suggs is going to find himself more now. Being
he
like
just got the contract too.
he did,
Got the
yeah.
bag.
Just being like the lead guard. I think last year was like, oh, who the hell is the lead guard? While this year they're like, Jalen Suggs is our point guard. We hope to mold him into like a Marcus Smart, Derek White type of guy. So I think that will be beneficial for them. And then yeah, just like Paolo and Franz as wings are fucking insane, man. I think I got hella stocks in Paolo, man. Like I think he could be like top 10, top 12, like by the end of this year type beat.
Mhm.
I see it.
Yeah, I mean, touch on like the Cavs. I think regular season wise, yeah, I think we should expect something big from them. Like I remember I saw like well, Evan Mobley's been putting in work. Like they saying like he's a slim Tim Duncan and shit. Like
I
don't know where we're going after
That's
that.
crazy. Even slimmer
You
Tim
know,
Duncan, bro.
I don't know, bro, but just the shit I be reading, it's like I don't expect all that, but like I think he's out to prove himself this year too. And then Darius Garland too. Like
Oh, he
he's
had a
on the
down
same
year,
kind of
bro.
like type beat. Yeah, like everybody's counting him out. Like he wasn't enjoying playing basketball like he was before, and then now like he's back to that. Like, and he wasn't an all-star for no reason. And I think if he could get back to that, and then just playing a role alongside Donovan Mitchell, and just kind of like excelling at that, instead of being pretty much the same mirror player as Donovan Mitchell, like he's gonna have to find a way to counteract that and be productive in that type of situation. And I think he's gonna be able to do that this year. And then it sucks that they lost Max Strus for like what 6 weeks or something,
Yeah, I
like
think he
an
just got
ankle injury
injured.
or whatever like that. That's like their main shooter. But I think Cleveland should be fine. Like they'll be able to stick with the top guys in the East, and yeah, and then the Magic's the Magic, bro. They cue the music, bro. Like I think the season's fucking like Carlos. He's him. Like
They're gonna be scary, man.
Isaiah Thomas didn't like, and Jamal Crawford didn't like praise this guy for no reason. Like he's the real deal. And then Franz has shown that he's gonna get better, and he's those two as a tandem. Like you said earlier about the Knicks, like, but like these two are like what could be JB.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, like they're and then Jalen Suggs. We always praise that guy. Like any mirror image of fucking Marcus Smart, Derek White, Tony Allen, man, that's my type of player. So the fact that he got paid, he's definitely the catalyst of the defense and how that Orlando team runs. So if they get maintained and just keep growing as a team this season, I like them more than the Pacers for sure. Like
Shit. If they I wouldn't be surprised if they top 3 type shit.
yeah,
And even sneak into that tier, like where they surpass maybe even like the Bucks or the Sixers or even the Knicks if you're not as high on them. I could see them like taking that huge leap. I think Paolo would really need to take a jump for that along with Franz, but I would not be surprised if they did something like that.
Yeah,
sure.
they're definitely built to be like that annoying team you don't want to see in round one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have high stocks in Orlando. Big fan of Paolo. I like Franz. I really like the KCP edition and everything you guys are saying. But yeah, no, I think honestly, Cavs, Pacers, Miami, you can intertwine any of those at a carousel at 6. But my top 5 is pretty like I have that list. Just Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, and Knicks are kind of entrenched in my top 4. And then Orlando is probably my favorite to be that 5th seed. And then you could just throw in anybody like between that number 6 seed. So
I do not hate that. And the Cavs got a new coach, which would be nice. And they want to, going into Mobley, Atkinson said that he wanted to use him more as a hub. So I think that might just unlock him offensively to where, maybe these Tim Duncan comparisons aren't that crazy.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, realistically though, Mobley has like
he has the talent,
tools for it.
Yeah, he has the tools absolutely to be in that KG Tim Duncan space. It just was all about the offensive leap. Like if he can make that offensive leap, then we're talking. Defensively, he damn near there. He just is, was playing with another center, so he's not fully unlocked.
So, yep.
But for sure, yeah, if the offense can take that leap that people are talking about, he's gonna be dangerous, man.
Yeah. So then, do you guys want to do the ranking or the seeding, or do you want to just jump to the West real quick?
We can do the seeding. Yeah, we can do the seeding.
Let's do the seeding. Okay. So you want me to go first?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just seedings and not necessarily how I think, how I feel about the teams. So this is how I think the regular season is going to go. The Celtics are going to be the number 1 seed. The Knicks are going to be the number 2 seed, in my opinion. I actually think, okay, this is like a carousel thing, just records, right? I think Orlando is actually going to have the 3rd best record in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I like those other teams more in a playoff setting.
Yep.
This one is a toss-up, but I have the Sixers at the 4 seed, the Bucks at the 5 seed, the Cavs as the 6 seed, the Pacers as the 7 seed, and the Heat as the 8 seed. I don't even know if I care about 9 and 10 in the East.
Yeah, I mean 9 and 10 is probably just like
Whoever.
the Hawks.
It's gonna be the Hawks, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the
always
Hawks, and then
key, though.
the following team.
Probably-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably the Raptors. I don't know.
I
Who
don't
knows?
I mean I agree with that top 2, Boston,
Yeah.
and the Knicks. I can
Top
see
2,
that.
yeah, for sure.
I think the Pacers are gonna end up being like that 8th or maybe even 9th. Yeah, I can see them falling. Like I said, when they were the 6th seed, going downwards. But I don't have it written out, so I'm like trying to map it out right now. But yeah, Celtics number 1, Knicks 2, and then I honestly don't hate Orlando number 3. Just because,
Do you have them there too or no?
I think I'll keep them there. I think because they're young guns and stuff like that. They're gonna be gunning for the that regular season.
That was my thought as well.
Let's see what else we got. I think low key, I'm thinking the Cavs 4. Yeah, I mean
honestly, I could see it just with the health of all these.
That's what I'm saying. They've been a consistent like top 4 seed the past like 2 years. And it's not like they've lost people. If anything, they could just be healthier. So I wouldn't mind them being 4th. And then Philly and Milwaukee are very interesting to me because one of them's got to fall to me. And I think ironically it'll be the Sixers. I think the Sixers will probably be like a 7th seed. And that's purely off of like health. So I'll probably do Celtics, Knicks, Orlando, Cleveland, and then give me the Bucks 5th. The Heat 6th.
Ooh, wait, you got the Sixers in the play-in?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Health. I think health is gonna make it a little bit more.
Okay.
Like they end up falling. So I got Sixers in the play-in.
At the 7th seed or?
Yeah, we'll say 7th.
They got Pacers 8.
I'm trying to think if I have another team above them. We'll keep them Pacers 8th, but I could see low key the Hawks too. And then Pacers 9. I think 8 and 9 is going to be the fight between the Pacers and the Hawks. But yeah, we'll say that.
I don't hate that.
Some teams gotta fall,
Somebody has to fall. There's always
I like making fucking random bold predictions, Someone's gotta fall, and I think the Sixers are gonna be the one to fall. I think that might help them in terms of like, or maybe not help them, but the narrative will be like, they're the fucking dangerous 7th seed, dangerous 8th seed, or whatever.
As a certified hater, I love it.
Sure, for sure. Those back-to-backs might kill them, bro. Who knows?
I'm saying.
No, high key.
Yeah. For me, top 2 for sure. Same. Celtics, Knicks. 3rd, I'll probably go. It's tough. It's between the Magic and the Bucks, but I'm gonna go Bucks, bro. Fuck, I'll be different.
I like that.
I'll go Bucks 3rd. I'm gonna go Magic 4th. 5th seed's tough, bro. Fuck, I'm gonna go Miami 5th.
I like that. That's why I had them 6th, bro. I'm like, they're gonna be somewhere there, in my opinion.
Yeah. So Miami 5th. I'm gonna go Sixers 6th. And I'll go Cleveland 7 and Pacers 8. And then the 9-10 is gonna be between Atlanta and probably Toronto or something. or maybe even the Hornets. But the Hornets,
I can see the
don't know.
Hornets.
Yeah.
Depending on health, LaMelo might not even play.
LaMelo
20
stays
games
ball.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really all it is. Because I like
Yeah.
the Hornets, their top, 6 guys, but
I bought into the
It-
Brandon Miller
it's just Melo.
flex, to be honest.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So, yep.
Alright, cool. We're gonna circle back to this in like February or some shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I took down the
All
notes.
Star break, bro.
I
Yeah.
took down the notes. Alright, let's move on to the West. I'm gonna throw out 2 names. I think these are the obvious ones in the West. Maybe
Yep.
3. I'm gonna throw 2 out for now. The Thunder and the
Yep.
Cavs.
Mm.
Those are my
Mhm.
top 2 in the West, personally.
I'm gonna just say 3 and throw in the Wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my third
Got
team
it,
as well. I had
yeah.
those 3.
I honestly think that all 3 of them are just gonna be like fighting. I don't think the Thunder are gonna run away with it. They could. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran away with it.
They
But I
have the
think
talent, yeah.
but I think Hartenstein definitely kind of brings them back to the normal pace that they were at last season,
Yeah.
which was still the number 1 seed. But him being out like 6 weeks, and I think he's getting reevaluated in 6 weeks,
In 6 weeks. Yeah.
is something that will
Nothing.
hinder their like potentially fucking winning 70, like people talking about them winning like 70 games type shit. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know about
not
that.
realistically, but like just
Yeah,
running
no,
away
it's
with it.
just-
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
So I don't think they're gonna run away with it at this point, but it'll definitely be between those top 3 in my opinion.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the Chet's gonna improve. He was a great rookie. I think he's gonna improve. Theoretically, you're gonna see a J-Dub leap. Shy's already kind of taken that leap into superstardom, so that's that. I do like the addition of Caruso a lot.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
That's probably
absolutely.
one of my favorite additions of the offseason. And then same thing, the Isaiah Hartenstein. I know he's not gonna probably be back till next year, like the 1st of January.
Yeah, calendar.
Yeah, calendar year, not like actual season. But yeah, no, I do like the build of their team, and man, they're gonna get that fucking the Clippers number 1 overall pick. They're probably gonna have Cooper Flag this year.
That part is insane. Like that's
Yeah, that shit's wild. Bro.
damn near.
Even think about.
That should be blocked. I want you to rig
Nah,
it, Silver.
sure.
They
That's
can't
fucking
get Cooper
insane.
Flag.
They're still gonna get
Should
like
rig
a top 5 or something though.
Some-
Clippers
Yeah.
do not project to look great, man.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm a hater, but I do like the Clay edition on paper for the Mavericks. They got Dinwiddie basically for free. He's probably damaged goods at this point, but who knows? Maybe
Yeah, he always does well on the Mavs though.
yeah,
So
you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get back to form. I think they made another edition. I could be missing somebody, but I do like what they did in the off.
I mean, they got Najee Marshall. They got
yeah,
Najee
Najee,
Marshall,
that's
yeah.
the guy I was
they got Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes is a great addition. I think underrated as well for them. And then the Wolves, I'm unsure of the Julius fit. I think we had a pretty lengthy conversation in our group chat.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, right, Ant's gonna continue to take his leap. I'm a Rudy Gobert filter, right? I love what he brings to the table defensively.
Agreed.
Jaden McDaniels. I was gonna say Jalen. Jaden McDaniels, I think really good player. I think DiVincenzo's probably the more underrated acquisition in that trade.
Huge pickup,
You know,
man.
I liked him as a player. I was a little surprised that the Bucks kind of just let him walk, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. But yeah, no, I agree. I think those 3 teams are gonna duke it out top 3.
I agree. Well, to an extent, I don't know. I can't count out the Nuggets, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though they lost,
I just think their bench, man. Their bench, and then
Mhm.
there's a lot more uncertainties in the Nuggets squad compared to the rest of these guys. Like I think
yeah.
both Minnesota and what's it called? Minnesota and OKC. They're both of their top 8s are like elite, man. Like
Mhm.
when you get into Minnesota, like that bench of Naz Reid, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and Dante DiVincenzo,
Okay. Yeah.
just like laps anything that the Nuggets got, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, Jokic is still the best player in the world, so that like adds a lot. But I think, yeah, bro, the bench of the Nuggets is looking kind of stinky, man.
No, it is for sure. That they can't, you can't fucking hide that shit. But I just think, like just in the East, like we expect somebody to fall in the East. I think someone in this top 3 will probably fall, and I think Denver will. Not everybody is looking. In my opinion, is looking at the same. Like Denver is not going to be expected to be a top, real like a contender, but a really not a top contender, if you know what I mean. So like they're going to kind of use that as their motivation, and like their top three, well four really, with Jokic, Jamal, MPJ, and Aaron Gordon. I think that's still enough in the West, but like it all depends on, again, the bench. Like, how is Westbrook going to fit in with the squad, and who's going to step into that KCP role? Like, I know it's between Christian Brown and Julian Strawther, but like Christian Brown's more of that two-way guy. Julian Strawther seems like he's just a Jordan Poole-esque type of player. Don't know if he'll reach that level if they were to still compete or make it far in playoffs, but I think in the regular season it might be it's an open playing field. I think people are going to be fighting. People are going to get opportunities, and who knows who's going to step up or not. I think just based off of how they performed last year, I think this year they're going to come and kind of like on a redemption tour too, similar to Celtics, but obviously we are in a different level, like top of the top. So I think just Denver, like talent wise, for sure, they're not top three for me, but those top three are like the Mavericks, like we said, the Mavericks, OKC, and Minnesota. I think those are clear the top three. It's just we don't know. It's just predictions on it, so we don't know if they're going to actually be, the top.
I look at it like this, right? So Denver, I think Jokic is obviously always going to raise the floor of a team just because of how great of an offensive engine he is. But like the GM, I don't even know his name, to be honest, but he kind of pulled a masterclass of doing what the Lakers did, but over the course of 2 seasons. He just lets key player after key player just walk, right? You let Bruce Brown walk, then you let KCP walk, and he replaced them with like, if we're being honest, unknown rookies. Like these guys aren't. You can't expect a rookie to just step in and play a major role on a championship level team. And
unless you know what you're doing, man. That's what I'm saying. Like they have the faith of like Miami scouts or something like that, where it's just like they can pull out a lot from these guys, but they're not. They haven't been able to prove that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I love the talent. I think MPJ is a good fit next to Jokic. Jamal Murray is a playoff riser. He's been struggling lately, but like he's a known playoff riser. I think Aaron Gordon's obviously a good addition. That top four is unquestioned, but I don't know, man. I think Jokic, as great as he is, I mean, you saw it in the last playoffs. Like him alone is just not going to get it done.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is Jamal Murray, and I think that I don't actually agree with all those sentiments that you said, where it's like he is routinely a playoff riser, and that we can have faith in him. Just because this is like the second or third. I'm not like 2-2 or whatever, but second or third year where he's come into it out of shape. He looked very bad in the Olympics, and you would also out of shape there. So I don't know if we can continue to have like the faith that his body will be and like his conditioning will be there for the playoffs. And I think the reason why they won was because of him and his performances. But there is no guarantee that he will reach those heights consistently, because if anything, the outlier is the championship run.
That's fair.
Out of everything else, like he's never been able to consistently be there outside of like the bubble year. Yeah, but that year was also just like everyone had rest.
Yeah, to be fair, it's like the bubble year he had the crazy run, then he got injured. I think he got injured in the bubble, no? Or like the
actually I don't remember that clearly.
He missed basically 2 seasons after the bubble.
Yeah.
And then they won the championship with the crazy run. So like last year was really, for me, in a while, first time seeing him really struggle.
Yeah, and I mean that was also his healthiest year, Yeah. So it's like for that to have been his healthiest year, but still end up being what it was. It doesn't. It like I said, the pattern more so than not is not him struggling per se, but just his body not being there because of his conditioning or his injury management, I guess you could say. Because I mean I know a lot of it, or a lot of the time, like people will talk about Jamal Murray playing himself into condition throughout the season, like beginning of the season. Like he goes into training camp not looking great and preseason not looking great. So, and it seems like it's repeated that year as well. So, or this year as well. So I don't know. I just don't think that there's any guarantees
No, that's fair.
basically with Jamal Murray. And for him to be your number 2, you got to have him do a lot because he's not even to the tier of like a Kyrie or something. He can reach those heights, but Kyrie is like hella consistent, bro.
Yeah.
He's had his things and whatever, but out of all the second options out of the teams that we listed in the West and even in the East, to be honest, I don't think that he can stack up. At his peak, he can though.
Yeah, no,
But
that's fair.
we're not sure if we're getting that.
He did. He was solid in the Lakers series, but no, I think it's fair. He was dookie.
Honestly, dude, he wasn't even solid in the Lakers series.
He
just hit 2 fucking crazy shots.
Yo,
He had
That's so
2 game winners. No.
that's so
I
dope.
agree. I don't hate that, but I'm like, he was stinky throughout the
Yeah,
series.
no, for sure.
But he hit 2 big ass shots that, I mean, the Lakers will say is fucking some voodoo shit. But yeah, I mean, he had no business hitting those shots basically. And I mean, yeah, I just,
No, those are valid concerns. But hey, it's honestly going to be dependent on what we see because at the end of the day, this comes down to just a prediction. But I agree with your sentiments too. Because like, hey, at the end of the day, will he show up? And we can't guarantee any of that. Who's going to show up basically? But yeah, the one cheeseburger away thing is so funny for NBA players because like it reminds me of Darren Williams. It's like Darren Williams, where there's like he comes in is like he just looks fat, and then and I think that's the term. I think Chuck was saying it. Charles Barkley is like, oh, he's one cheeseburger away from being out of the league. That's
Yeah.
Jamal Murray.
I remember that.
Maybe
I don't
Jamal
know.
Murray really likes Wendy's. Who knows?
the thing is, I don't even know if it's like a fitness health thing, but more so just like taking care of his body.
Yeah.
I don't know though, but because like I said, I'm not too tapped into what the Nuggets
Yeah, me.
are thinking and like the general consensus. But I do know the general consensus has been he has not looked good every single start to the season, and he has to work his way up conditioning wise. I don't know if that's like a Luka out of shape thing or if it's like my body's just not great and I'm playing through it until I feel better during All-Star break or whatever.
Could be an injury thing, right? He's been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
Could be. Yeah.
All right, but no, I'll throw that. I do like the Nuggets. I don't think you can really ever not mention a Jokic team. Maybe not in the top echelon, but like in the next tier.
Yeah,
Yep.
honestly, they're just gonna play to get into the playoffs, in my opinion.
For sure.
No way they're going for a top seed at this point. Jokic
Nah.
definitely don't care about MVP. So once they get into the playoffs, I think that's when they'll lock in a
They'll
bit
turn up.
more, depending on the matchups and shit.
Yep.
For sure. So I'll throw out some other. I'm gonna just throw out names. So this is
Okay.
this is a combination of next tier and likely play
Bottom.
teams. Okay, like because the
Okay.
West is I feel is a lot more mentionable than the East is
Yeah.
in the bottom tier too. So I'm gonna throw out the names: the Suns, the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Lakers, the Rockets, and the Warriors. All right, which teams out of those teams I just listed do you guys think?
I think only like 3 or 4. So Suns,
Yep.
Lakers,
Okay.
fuck. Oh, Grizzlies. That's who it was.
Yep. That's
Suns, Lakers, Grizzlies. I think that's the only 3 that I'm like genuinely considering. And then I would have thrown the Nuggets in that tier, but if we're putting them a little bit higher, then we can put them there.
I have them in the same tier as the Suns and
I could put him.
I put them in the same. So I feel like it's that 4, to be honest. I think the Lakers look better. They obviously still have LeBron and AD. I think LeBron shows no signs of slowing down. But if this is the year for some reason, then I could see that knocking them down a lot. But AD looks like good as fuck. Healthiest season he had last year. Looked great in the Olympics as well, so it doesn't seem like that's slowing down. And he's probably like top 2 versatile defender, top 3.
maybe even top 1. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Wemby will just take over everything at this point, so I'm like, I can't even. Yeah, they look good still, and then the addition of JJ I think will actually be beneficial, regardless of like people's opinions on it or not. I think he's at least a smart basketball mind, who will try shit out, you know? And I think that's all the Lakers needed at least. So I think they could be very exciting. Same thing with like the Grizzlies with their guys coming back. I think the only iffy thing is their bench. It's not the deepest compared to, you know, what we're used to for the Grizzlies. But I'm ready for a Jaw redemption tour type shit. I think that'll be interesting because I mean people forgot, bro, how good he is. Yeah. So I think that'll be a thing. And I mean we already talked about the Nuggets and the Suns. The Suns with Bud look like an actual team.
Yep.
And that's fire. Like they're playing to their strengths now, and they decided to bring in some actual point guards. So I could see them
They got
just
didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
the Tyus,
and Monte
they got
Morris.
Monte as two, like those two are the fucking standard of your role point guards with assist to turnover ratios and shit like that. I'm a big fan of Ryan Dunn. I don't know if he's gonna play, but who fucking knows? But yeah, they might just fucking outshoot everyone because they're actually swinging the ball, taking threes, lots of threes. So yeah, that trio of offensive players can finally like play the system that would benefit them the most. You know, just shooting a lot of threes and ball movement. All of them thrive in that kind of off ball role.
And
so I think now,
healthy too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And low key, that quote what Beal said was like kind of facts though. No,
Facts. It's facts. No, it's facts.
he was like, "Yo, I missed like 50, 60 games, and we still won like 40 something games." And I was like,
"Yeah, no, that's true."
People were clowning on it.
It's true though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people were clowning on that shit, but I'm like, hey, he not wrong though. Like offensively, he's better than any of the other guys that were replacing him.
Yeah, I think people really forget that Bradley Beal was a 30-point per game scorer in this league.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, he might not be to the caliber of like those points anymore, but
Yeah.
he's still a damn good player, especially if they're playing in the system that all of them thrive in, which is more of an off-ball thing, and they get their buckets within the flow of the offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I saw this clip of Austin Rivers. He was talking about it, like how people were, you know, saying like Derek White is a better basketball player than Bradley Beal. Like I don't think that's true. And
they just serve different roles, man.
They just play different roles.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and that's exactly what is needed for Bradley Beal to do on the Suns team. Like he has to just play his role. Like we know what he is as a player. He's, you know, all-star, like average 30 points, whatever. He's done all that. I think at this point now, you see what roster you're with, and you kind of just have to buy into your role. Like Derek White excels at his role. Like he is the ultimate role player in his role. And if Bradley Beal could get that this season and just do what he has to do, then it's only up for the Sun. And I think with everything during the preseason, seeing clips and stuff, how, you know, Bud's coming in and just enforcing, you know, to set down screens, moving. If they want to resort to iso ball, cool. But just having a little more movement and having space on the floor for their other two guys of whoever has the ball, like I think it's gonna work wonders for them. And they're already like undisputed on paper, like a top 5 offensive team. When you just have D-Book, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant. The fact that you have a coach that is emphasizing, all right, this is how we'll probably win games on this end of the floor. Like it's wraps. If they could figure that out, like the Suns are, in my opinion, they're going to be like a top team. Like they might not win it all. But
I think they're a true like dark horse.
No,
like people talk about a lot of dark horse teams and shit like that, but I think they could actually really, depending on, I think they fit it because depending on who they have as matchups, injury luck, like everything would have to work perfectly for them to get it, but they absolutely have the talent and the skill, and, you know, obviously now the coach and the personnel and stuff to, like, I guess make a run for a chip.
It's actually so funny though when you think about it, right? Because last year after they got Bradley Beal, everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's the Suns," and then now it's like, and I agree, I think they're a dark horse, and low key, they'd probably be that 4 seed for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. But by the way, I got the Grizzlies, bro. I got stocks.
100%.
I got the top 2, top 3, bro. This season.
Okay.
come back healthy with Marcus Smart and Ja, man, and then Desmond Bain was out for a majority here too. Shit, dude. We've seen what they're like. Same thing we said about the Cavs. Like, they're consistently kind of finishing top 3 in the East, but the Grizzlies have been top team when Ja's
Yeah.
healthy. So
I will say
I
that was
think-
like a whole different landscape, but I
Oh,
do got faith. I do got faith in the
So,
Grizzlies.
bro, I think the Grizzlies we're like you mentioned it already. The bench is an ass, whatever. But it's like I think as long as those guys can stay healthy, I think that's all. Really, that's all they need.
Yeah.
That's the driving force for that team. Like without them, they were the fucking G League Grizzlies last year. They're coming
No,
with a
absolutely.
fucking whole new team this year.
The only reason why I can be a little bit more hesitant, I still have them very high too though. It's just because they're gonna put a lot of like stock into Zach.
Yeah.
So if Zach Edey performs the way that people expect, slash like the Grizzlies expect, right off the jump, for sure, nothing's like stopping them in my opinion. But if he has growing pains and looks like a fucking rookie, and there's like weird ways of meshing because he's clogging the paint, blah blah blah. If that, I could imagine that slows down a little bit too. Then I could see them not jumping all the way to like a top 3 seed or anything like that, as they figure it out. But if not, yeah, they could be scary if Zach Edey is like a seamless fit.
Honestly, not even just that, but I think if Marcus is healthy and obviously Ja, like they're really going back to the grit and grind shit.
Yeah,
It's like the slow offense is probably beneficial to a team.
Both sides, yeah.
Where it's just like defensive mentality. They have JJJ. They have Marcus on the perimeter. Ja's an athletic defender, right? And I agree. I think Edey. It's interesting how that'll work, right? Because they were trying to develop JJJ's offense last year. Obviously, with everybody just being hurt, not the prettiest, but I mean,
yeah. But I mean, he's not going to be a first, so
I really hope not. But,
yeah, he's not going to be a first option no more.
But if Edey can come in and provide some interior presence, that's like the greatest thing for a slow-paced offense. They rely heavily on their defense.
Yeah, I mean they've done it with Steven Adams, so it's not like it's impossible. But I mean Steven Adams is a very smart player, like very effective player, and he has like a lot of value. So
For sure.
Zach Edey could slot in there right away, but he also could have to learn how to become as effective as like Steven Adams was for the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if they're healthy, for me, I have them more in the 5 to 7 range. But I could see them going as high as 4, even.
Yeah, I mean, I have them like top 4, top 5, something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh.
Yeah, and honestly, every other team's a toss-up for me, just because I think the West really is.
It's
that
deep,
good.
bro. It's deep as fuck.
Like I do like the Kings adding DeMar.
Yeah.
I know it's a weird fit on paper just because they're all so mid-range dependent, like DeMar and.
I think he'll be fine because I mean I
Yeah.
think the team overall is more 3-point centric.
Yeah,
and
he's kind
then
of filling in that little gap.
yeah, and then Sabonis is obviously all inside. Like he's not a mid-range guy, so I think DeMar will slot in a little bit. Because it's not like Fox is unwilling to shoot the 3. If anything, he shot a lot. It's just last year, I think it was just less efficient compared to the year before, where he was damn near close to 40. 2 years ago, I believe.
But it'll be interesting to see the DHO offense with Sabonis and DeMar with more of the mid-range feel. And obviously Malik Monk is going to be healthy this year. So I do like the talent on the Kings. The Pels, if Zion's healthy and they added DeJounte Murray, I think he's a good pickup for them.
I just think the Pels are gonna drop because of
No center, bro.
no center, and then they just haven't gotten rid of Brandon Ingram yet.
That was
Once
my
it-
main
I think-
concern with them. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's weird.
once they get rid of Ingram, it'll truly be like much more fluid. Depending on who they get, obviously, I don't think they're gonna get a player of the same caliber. But if they get someone who fits better, like a center, like an actual center, then I think it could be really nice because having 4 ball handlers is kind of like insane. Because CJ is not going to really be doing anything unless he just becomes a spot up guy. So,
yeah.
and I really want Trey Murphy III to fucking slot in already because he's the goat.
Just got the bag.
He just
Exactly.
had a deal. Yeah, and
Which I assume is indication that they want him to start. So
yeah, and I imagine, dude, at this point, the Pels just want to get rid of Ingram for
yeah,
no value. Just get rid of the salary because it's second apron. Can't pay everybody.
yeah,
But yeah, no, they're like on the fence for me. I'm just throwing them out there because I like the talent on the team.
yeah.
It's the weird fit. The Lakers, of course, can never really count out like a LeBron and AD duo. and I do like the JJ Redick hire. He's really going the Joe Mazzulla route, right? Have you seen all those clips of?
Bro, he's a fucking fanboy.
Hey man, but it works. I agree though. He's like word for word, bar for bar, bro. He's trying to do the Mazzulla thing. But he has a great basketball mind, and I think Connect looked really good in the preseason.
Yes, sir. I think he's gonna be legit for them, man.
Yo, he looks like JJ Redick. Like, you know what I mean?
Shit.
But no, I mean, all the jokes aside about Bronny and not really improving too much, but I think they can improve just with
Yeah, I mean, he looked
what they
better.
have. Yeah,
He's continuously improving. I mean, I don't think Bronny's gonna have a huge role,
not
but
at all. Hopefully not.
I mean, it was good to at least see throughout preseason he was continually.
Listen, if Bronny
improving.
has a role at all, I'm taking them off the list.
Yeah.
So, like,
Hey, maybe he could turn up though. He could turn up.
for sure. The Rockets, I'm gonna throw out there. I like the talent.
I do
that
like
they
the
have.
I
Rockets.
really love the Rockets. I just hate the jam that they truly have,
Mhm.
where it's like
Yeah.
it's to the point where it could hinder them more than it's just like, oh, we have a surplus of talent. Like they literally have 8 people deep that are just like they all could be something. Huge fan of Reed Shepard and Amin Thompson. And the same thing with Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason. Like I love all though they have the fucking mold of players that I love. Like every single one of them. I'm just like
And they're all young.
two-way fucking demons, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And they just have all of them.
And
Yeah.
they have good coaching. I mean, as much as
Yeah.
we like to harp
Sure.
on it, he's a good coach. Ime
Yep.
is a good coach,
Absolutely.
but the talent is there.
Sure.
Not sure where it fits. Like I said, the West is so fucking deep. It's really hard to really
Yeah.
gauge.
Yeah, I can see that
No, go ahead.
they're for sure playing in my opinion.
I think
like-
so.
Solidly in playing. I don't think that they're gonna be worse than those guys. I don't think they're gonna be confidently out of the play-in, 6 seed and up.
Hmm. No, I agree. I can't really see them higher than 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Especially with the talent out west. And I'll throw another name. I think the Warriors. I liked what the Warriors did.
I think the Warriors are out, bro.
Really?
I think they're out, bro.
Out of the play?
Yes, dude.
Mm.
I'm
It's
liking
tough. It's
I'm
tough.
I'm liking the Rockets.
Okay.
I'm liking I would say maybe they're competing with the Spurs for that last spot. I'm
Yeah.
liking the Spurs. I'm liking the Rockets. I'm liking the Pels,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Kings.
Yeah.
I guess in that range. I like all those teams better than the Warriors because
that too, high key.
it's just the Stephen Curry show, bro. And they just have they also are in a logjam of who the fuck are we gonna play? How many minutes? Blah blah blah. Except it's less of these are super young guys, like the Rockets, where they're trying to figure out who's who. It's more so they just re-signed Moses Moody, who looks like who could be contributing, but he's not gonna play if they're so high on Pods, who also looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
Kuminga and Wiggins are not redundant, but they play very similar roles, but they also don't shoot well. You got Draymond, who is also not a shooter. I mean, he's effective, but that's
Getting
cool.
older, yeah.
Yeah, and then Trace Jackson Davis and Kevon Looney are both undersized centers. Obviously, Kevon Looney plays a bit bigger than his actual listed height and stuff, but overall, they just have no size still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Buddy Hield, D'Anthony Melton, they have a bunch of good dudes, but I don't know where the PT's coming from, and I don't know if it's gonna
Yeah.
mesh.
And it is
Cur-
Steve
like-
Kerr, so I'm a Steve Kerr
Yeah.
hater now.
Oh yeah. Everybody is right.
I truly think it'll be Steph Curry playing 30, 32, 33 minutes, and everyone else getting 25 and under
No, that's
because of how many players they got. And I just don't think that's a formula to get over all these other teams we're talking about already.
Actually, that's
Mhm.
fair. And honestly, with Chris Paul and obviously Wemby's anticipated leap, I could see the Spurs sneaking into the play-in. At some
I'm
point,
saying.
too. You never know.
That literal 10th seed. Just because Pop fucking clearly hates tanking.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Stephon Castle looks really good.
Mhm.
It does.
Yeah, no, actually,
And we saw what CP could do with when he did with OKC when he went to OKC,
that's true.
took them to the playoffs. So I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I
I'm
think
not gonna
Wemby
lie.
is on.
I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be hard. For the
No,
Warriors.
yeah. I was looking at the West. I was like, this shit is hard because
Yeah.
thinking Steph Curry and the Warriors aren't going to make the play-in
That's
is kind of insane.
It feels
Yeah.
insane.
Like even me saying that, I'm like, I don't even believe what the fuck I'm saying. But I just look at all the teams and I'm like, oh damn, this is tough for him.
Maybe if the trade for Lowry went through.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If they traded for Lowry, they'd be
Yeah.
like play in or like top 6 or something.
I mean, I want to say I'm surprised they didn't pull the trigger on that with Kuminga. Like, I don't know if Kuminga is gonna be like a superstar, like everybody keeps saying he is. I think he's gonna be a great player. I don't know if he's a superstar like a lot of people project, but
I mean, yeah, that whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
It didn't. Like,
the comeback. I mean, come on now.
it just felt confusing if it was like incompetence
Yeah.
from the Warrior side or if it was Lowry, not wanting to move on because that does exist for players. They just really appreciate the team that gave them a chance.
My thing is, it's Danny Ainge, so maybe
Yeah,
he's
that-
like looking for a fucking
That too, yeah.
king's ransom.
Treasure, yeah.
But in my opinion, dude, if it was like the rumors were saying, if it was just Kuminga and Pods and like a first round pick or two, if I'm the Warriors, I do that personally.
I do that too because we have Steph. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Steph Curry
You need to
is the
maximize
main
that.
priority.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about like building for the future.
Yeah. Future don't look great anyway.
We figured that out once he's out of there.
But that's
But
the
for
thing,
now-
the future don't even look great. So it's like, why would you not maximize an all-time player that's still kind of like able to play? But hey,
Yeah.
fuck the Warriors. Who cares? I'm on the hate train. I'm okay with
Facts,
it.
facts.
The downfall is great. The downfall feels
Yep.
great.
Yes, sir.
From the top, maybe I can see you all the way at the bottom.
Fuck it.
It's okay.
Like it.
But okay, so you guys want to do the ranking?
Yeah, we
Let's
can do
do
that.
I feel like we're gonna have vastly different rankings.
Oh no,
Okay.
for sure, 100%. I already know mine is gonna be extremely different. What y'all
Okay,
about to say?
so I do have. You want me to go first, or do you guys want to go first?
So,
You can go first.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Hold on. I'm just making room on my notepad. Hold on 1 second, so I can take down all of them.
I'm thinking hard right
I'm
now.
about to.
Okay.
My shit now, too. Nah,
So
we're
I
good.
have this next to each other. All right. So I do have the Thunder as the 1 seed. I do think the Mavs will have a good regular season and be the 2 seed. I have the Wolves being the 3 seed as they figure out like what to do with their lineups and who plays Nas, Julius, and all that shit. But the talent is just there. This is where it gets hard. It gets really hard. I might have the Suns at 4.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
really do think that a healthy offseason for Bradley Beal and then just a new coach adding the point guards was the biggest thing. Tias and Monty, that's gonna be good. I think they're 4. Okay, this is where it gets hard. You know what? I'm gonna say the Grizzlies are 5.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bank on them
I like
being
that.
healthy, basically.
I like that. I like
This is all dependent on health, of course. The Nuggets, I think, will be 6. I think Jokic is just too good to let his team fall into a play-in type of thing. So the Nuggets are my 6th seed. Fuck, who I want to put here? Yo,
This is difficult, man.
Low key, I might put the Lakers at 7.
Mm.
They were 7 seed last year, right?
Something like that. They were definitely playing.
7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
one of
they
them.
were playing, but I don't remember if they had like home court in the.
They were second. They were second because they played Denver. Denver was second.
Yeah, they were 17th.
They were
Yeah,
17. Okay,
17.
so I got the Lakers at 7 again. Fuck, who I got at 8? Yeah, I'm having Kings. I have the Kings at 8.
Yeah, I feel like that's a safe spot for them.
I do really like the DeMar edition a lot. Fuck, who's 9? I might go with the Pels at 9. I think they
Okay.
get rid of Brandon Ingram at some point, and I agree.
Yep.
He needs to go, and that'll open up how that roster should be constructed. I'm gonna go with the Rockets. I'm gonna throw the Rockets in at the.
I like that. I
final
like that.
spot. So yeah,
I like that.
So I'll recap my list real quick. I got the Thunder at 1. I got the Mavs at 2. I got the Wolves at 3. I got the Suns at 4. I got the Grizzlies at 5. I got the Nuggets at 6. I got the Lakers at 7. I have the Kings at 8. The Pels at 9, and the Rockets at 10. That's my top 10 prediction.
Mm-hmm.
It's still hard, man, because I could really
No.
flip out anybody.
The West is hard as fuck,
This
dude.
shit is hard.
You
Yeah.
could talk about 12
You want to go,
teams.
Nathan?
Yeah, I could go. All right, for sure. Number one, though. OKC. Yeah, I can agree with that one. OKC 1, 2. Shit, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Give me the Grizzlies at 2, bro.
Ooh.
Fuck it.
Spicy.
Real?
I told you, bro. I got this. They high on mine. Oh yeah, Grizzlies at 2. I'm gonna go Minnesota at 3. Yeah, give me Dallas at 4. Dallas at 4. Phoenix at 5. Denver at 6. Lakers at 7 too. Yeah, and then shit.
It gets hard. Man. I'm telling you. Because you can really know anybody.
Yeah.
Give me Rockets at 8.
Mm.
Sack at 9. And then I'll take San Antonio at 10.
Ooh.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, the Pels are super. I think the Pels might drop. I think they're the team that's gonna drop for me.
Yeah.
But
If any,
alright.
like, yeah. If
Oh,
any,
was it?
I had to bank, like, I don't know how much faith I have in Zion being healthy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That's fair.
So I think
I
fuck it.
Yeah, I think it'll be the mixture of Zion health and then not getting rid of
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram until like the trade deadline. That kind of hinders them to get that. But I will say too, to like preface this, is I feel like all of these will be hella close, like 1 to 3 game differences, and maybe even
Yeah.
smaller than that. Similar to what it was like last year, to where it was like you could be the 8th seed or you could be the 3rd seed within like a game. So it truly is just like how things will end up playing out. But yeah, all these teams are hella competitive. But I think I'm gonna have OKC 1 still as well. I honestly could see a world where they're 2, but let's not get into that world right now. So the number 1, and then I'm gonna have the Grizzlies 2. I honestly think the sleeper. Not. Wait, who did I just say? 2?
Grizzlies.
I didn't mean the Grizzlies.
You meant the Suns.
My fault. That's why I was
meant
like, no. That's why I was like, wait, did I just say something different? I meant the fucking Timberwolves, bro. Timberwolves number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I could see the Timberwolves potentially even getting number 1 and just like that being like a sleeper-ish pick. Because Ant is just going to continue to progress, and I think while they will figure it out, I think Julius Randle is very good, and their top 8 hella good. So yeah, them number 2. Number 3 is the Mavs. Yeah, I also could see them being fucking top 1, and that being Luka MVP year. 4, I'm gonna go Lakers.
Ooh.
I think there's gonna be a more like a higher priority and like efficient offense, and Anthony Davis finally being handed the keys correctly. This is obviously on the hopes of both of their top guys being healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna have them 4.
Okay.
And then 5th, I'm thinking the Grizzlies 5th. Everything that we've already said about the Grizzlies, I just think that they're gonna come back, but the lack of, I think they'll take some time to get together and like the chemistry there. And then 6th, I'm probably gonna put the Suns. I think there is an injury amongst one of the 3 for sure. Because yeah, each of them have, not each of them, but the 2 of them have gotten injured fucking like every year, at least to some capacity. I've had KD for like 3 years straight in fantasy, and I'm just like, I know it's gonna happen. He gonna come back and cook.
He's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come back and cook, but he's gonna get injured in some capacity.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think that'll have them drop a little bit. So 7 will probably be where. Shit, maybe I flipped the Nuggets and the Suns. I think the Suns 7, Nuggets 6. I cannot believe that the Nuggets will be in the play-in.
Yeah.
Same.
So we'll do Suns 7th, and then everything I said about the Suns will still be the same. And then 8th for Kings for sure. 9th, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the Rockets. And 10th. Do I want to be bold with it though? I want to put. Yeah, I want to put Spurs, but I think the Pels could just be 10th. The only reason why I'm hesitant on the Spurs is because I don't know if they're gonna commit to a tank or not. Because obviously this is the draft to try to get a high pick. So I could see them wanting to try to pair someone with Wemby. But if they don't care about,
if they get Cooper Flag with Wemby, we might as well just stop watching.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I've been saying. I'm glad we got our chip, bro.
Like 4 years, we might as well just not watch the fucking NBA at all.
But hey, if they get anyone like Ace Bailey or some shit,
Yeah.
like bro,
Harper,
that's dangerous
bro.
hours, man.
Yeah.
Like so, I could see them being like, we're already like 10th, 11th. We don't care about getting into that play-in. But I'm gonna put the Spurs there.
Okay, wait.
I like
so you're
it.
replacing
I
the
like
Pels with
it.
the Spurs?
I put the Pels 10, right? Or I said that?
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
said
put the
Pels.
Spurs 10. I'm gonna put the Spurs 10.
Okay.
I think Wemby is such a fucking winning addict that he's gonna not want to, like, he's gonna force his way into not being out of the
Into it.
play-in. Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about who his teammate is because he's him.
Yeah, exactly. It's only right, bro. He wants a taste of that.
I'm saying, I don't think he cares
Playing, bro.
about getting a good draft pick, man. He just he knows he's gonna be the GOAT.
It's already
Yep.
DPOY level as a fucking rookie.
This is my
Exactly.
team, bro. Fuck, you build it around me. Fuck it.
Exactly.
All right. Let's just do quick awards predictions. Just throw out names.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right. Let's do Coach of the Year. Who do you think is gonna win Coach of the Year?
Oh, Coach of the Year. Give me Taylor Jenkins, bro. Grizzlies.
Okay. I mean that's valid.
I got
that
top
makes sense
two.
for you.
I have to take
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
man. Fuck it.
I'm gonna just say Joe. I think they're gonna give the respect. Either Joe or
Like
JJ.
that. Yeah.
Because if I have the Lakers that
If the
high,
Lakers are the 4 seed. He's gonna get Coach of the Year.
Yeah, you
exactly.
got-
If I
yeah.
have them that high, then JJ's gonna win that shit.
I'm gonna be a fucking homer. I think Joe gets his award that he
Joe.
should have got last year.
Yeah,
For sure.
agreed. That's what I'm saying. After a chip, I think they're just gonna give some makeup awards, basically.
1000%.
All right. I'm gonna throw out Rookie of the Year, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who the fuck I would pick.
It's open as fuck, so I like
It
this.
really is.
I don't know who
It really
I would
is.
pick. It's like a mix of playing time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And obviously situation.
I honestly think the rookies this year will be weighted more on winning than
Think so?
because I don't think any rookie's gonna have. I mean, there could be, but I don't think any rookie's gonna have outstanding numbers to where it's like, oh, they
Mhm.
produced the more obviously the rookie of the year.
Not gonna
I think all these guys are gonna be like very good role players in their first year, so they're gonna be like who contributed the most.
Yeah.
Because if we're going off shots, fucking Sar is getting all the shots.
Sar's going to get it.
Not gonna lie, this is a very forgettable draft for me. So like, I don't follow college and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I really can't think of player.
Well, guess what? I'll just make it easy for you guys. I'm going to take Zach Edey, bro. Fuck it.
He's top two. I think it's either him or.
I mean,
Zach
he has to
Edey.
be, bro. Look, like Kyle just said, winning, bro. Grizzlies.
Yeah.
If I got Grizzlies too, and they're winning, Zach probably has something to do with that, bro.
I'm gonna piggyback that. You know what? If Edie has the role
Mm-hmm.
and they get like a 5th seed, I think I have them at. I can see him be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be a little bit different and say Risache.
How do you spell that?
RISACHER.
The double A?
No, it's one S. I thought it was double S too, but everyone's written as one S.
Okay.
So I think he's gonna be steady, and I think it's gonna be a weird thing where because everyone's been underrating him as a number one pick, he's just gonna get more buzz because people are like, oh shit,
Gotcha.
yeah, because people are gonna be like, oh shit, like he's actually like pretty good, compared to the field at this moment. And I think they're gonna do pretty well, like him and Trey as a duo or trio with Jalen Johnson.
All right. 6th man of the year.
Sixth man of the year? Let's see. That's tough. I'm not going to lie.
I'm gonna just
I'm not going to lie.
I'm gonna go Peyton Pritchard, like actually. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna try to run the guards as heavy this year. Mainly like Drew. I think D White will still have the same kind of minutes or whatever, but I think Drew
plays.
I think Drew will take a step back. I think Pritchard will step in. He's even more in tune with the role now. And I mean we've been seeing him in preseason just like shooting that bitch and I don't think that that's gonna stop to where he'll have good numbers basically off the bench, and he'll have numbers. He'll contribute to winning, and then when we blow out teams, he'll get fucking minutes. So I think all those three like elements, because I think we're gonna blow out a good amount of teams. I think Pritchard will have a good case.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Malik Monk.
Yeah.
I think he comes back healthy.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has a good year
I was
for the
gonna.
Kings.
Yep. Ah, man, I don't know, bro. Fuck. I did want to say Peyton Pritchard too. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I like new winners too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Nas Reed is obviously up there
And
too,
I'll
but
be so
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
if Pritchard wins.
I don't
you
think
know
he's
what I'm saying? Trade
I don't
value,
think he's gonna
baby.
go back to. Nah, for sure. Shit, bro. Fuck it. Just give me. I'll say Dante DiVincenzo, bro. Might as well.
I like that. I feel like he might just sneak into the starting role soon,
That's what I
He
think
might.
as well.
Yeah, for sure.
like midway through the season type shit.
Yeah.
All right. Most improved.
If I'm being like, okay, I'm gonna just give the one that I think the people will give first, which is like, Wemby, because they're stupid.
Probably.
That's true.
Because they're stupid. But I'll have to
Yeah.
think a little bit more about who I actually think my MIP will be. But I do think that Wemby, especially because he's gonna be, in my opinion, DPOI and jumping into
Yep.
the play-in, I think that jump will be significant enough to where people are gonna give it to him because he is basically jumping into superstardom. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we saw him,
for Ja. I could see that.
yeah, like we saw him kind of all-star fringe, but if he, I think the jump next year will legit be like superstardom. He was basically a superstar to end the season. But if he starts the season looking like a superstar, like a top 10 player type shit, I think they're gonna be dumb and be like, okay, this is your MIP.
That's true. No, I can see that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, actually.
They did it for Ja. Shit.
But I mean, my personal one.
Wait, what? It's like-
Let's say your personal one.
okay.
Say your personal.
Personal, I'd probably go low key. I wanted to be like Cade.
Cade
Mm.
Cunningham.
I
do
think
like
Cade is
that.
gonna have a great season this year. Finally spacing. People are obviously down on him. They fucking ESPN rigged him like 67th or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
bullshit.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna solidify himself as like the next generation of point guard, in my opinion, compared to like I have higher stocks on him than a lot of other like point guards that are up, like Melo and fucking Hallie and all them.
Yep. I'd say the same, bro. Cade, Oklahoma State Cowboy, bro.
Yeah, and it was actually a down year for him last year. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
statistically it was still like pretty good, but they obviously went from like they had the fucking longest losing streak of all time.
But they got some weapons now. I mean, exclude
saying.
Tobias Harris. But,
They got fucking Tobias Harris, bro.
Shit, bro. Fuck. Cade's gonna have to go backpack mode, bro. Sure.
Yeah, so Cade, and then maybe J Dub. I think J Dub
J-Dub.
is past that, to be honest. But I
I
mean,
think
maybe
it's
they'll
fast
think.
as well. But
Yeah.
I
It's
think
all
Leap.
point. Most improved player. This award is rigged.
Yeah, I like the OG stuff where it was like they came out
Dude,
like it was a coming out party.
Yo.
You know?
Like,
Yeah.
this guy, oh my god, he's so much better now.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping it's Cade with that, but you guys can.
I'm
you
gonna
can
throw
fix
out
For
a
me-
random name. I'm gonna go based off of like I'm assuming LaMelo's gonna be injured a lot again. I got Brandon Miller. I think he's
Brandon Miller.
I think he's gonna
That's
up
a good pick.
his scoring a lot more and a lot of
Actually, good pick.
PPG,
bro.
Okay.
If we're being honest, PPG a lot of people look at more for
sure.
MVP.
Yeah.
I think you got to jump up at least like 6-7 points.
Yeah, I
To
can
be
see
like-
him, I can see him being in the 24-25 range. He's so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pissed off that you drafted him because I was gonna draft him. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Hey, I knew, bro. I knew that the motherfuckers are gonna take that.
Let's see. But damn, I don't know. I'm kind of looking in a different direction. I'm kind of looking like
Grant
Like you just said.
Williams.
That'd be fucking crazy. What the?
you said, LaMelo is hurt. Brandon Miller, that's a good pick. J Dub. Nah, I'm gonna look at somebody who I think is gonna have an opportunity off rip. Like
I'm looking at stats first, but
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Jalen Johnson, bro.
See, I was considering that as well. I just don't know what he actually averaged.
He just got a bag.
Oh,
Because,
actually, damn near. Yeah, it might be. It might be him. He averaged 16. I
I'm
think
saying
he could
Jalen.
easily be 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Dejounte's gone. Who's gonna be the next fiddle to Trae Young, bro? It's gonna have to be Jalen.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's a good.
I'm
pick.
thinking. Yeah,
And they got all the tools for that too.
DPOY. You know,
Wemby.
I want to say Wemby because like that's the safe choice, but I'm gonna throw Bam out there because he's been crying about it for the last 3 years, and I think that's the here.
I think. Yeah, I think it's just Wemby. It's like bro was fucking. He was second place for his rookie
in
year,
his rookie year. No,
and he's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
I think it's just like an unfair award at this point now. Like, it's literally just gonna be Wemby's award for the next like 5 years. Like,
Just how
there's,
Dwight was.
yeah, it's damn near like impossible. And we actually have very good like defenders slash like versatile defenders with AD and Bam, who I felt like would have won it if Wemby didn't exist.
I agree. I'm gonna throw Bam in
Take
there.
a Wemby.
because-
Yeah.
Damn. You got Wemby too, Nathan?
I fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And then I'm not gonna do
There's a-
clutch player of the year. That's just stupid. Sorry. I think it's an unnecessary award. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, clutch player of the year is just
It's random.
statistically the clutch player for now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna develop into,
Yeah.
but literally right now people just look at who has the most clutch buckets, and
Yeah.
that's who gets it. So
And I
you
don't
can't
care
really
enough
guess
to
that.
Predict that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
MVP. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. Jason Tatum.
Jason.
Shit, I wish, man.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna say it.
I'm
saying
praying.
it. I'm saying it. He's gonna get his here damn MVP award.
I'll take it. I'll
on the
take that.
revenge tour. He's gonna have that smooth jumper. You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, I think Tatum can get back to 30
dude, 30.
if he's
10, and-
efficient.
30, 10, and 7 as the offensive engine. Why not?
True.
He probably won't average 7 assists, but
So this is crazy.
he averaged 6. So you never know. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it.
He averaged. Let's see. Last year he averaged 27, 8, and 5. So I feel like a smooth like 30. I think 8 will stay the same. 8 and then like
Yeah.
maybe 5.5, 6.
I could see 9, but yeah, 8.
I could see like 8.5, closer to 9.
What's the 9? Yeah.
round
and then-
up around here. 8.5.
Yeah,
is 9.
exactly. So if he got like 30, and we win as much as we think, I think he could make a case. But that is solely reliant on his jump shot, because if he shoots more efficiently than he has in the past years, then that's it. That's his 30 ball right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got though? I know Kyle.
Nathan can go.
I know who Kyle's gonna pick.
I mean, maybe I don't know.
I know who you're gonna pick.
I'm not gonna lie, I do. You took Tatum. I want to take Tatum too. I really do.
Yeah.
I think so.
You got
But
Tatum
I
too?
think a dark horse. I'm gonna say Tatum. This has to be his year, bro. He's gonna do what he got to do. Because look, Porzingis out until like, let's just say the next calendar
that
year.
was my thoughts too. Flipping his stats while Porzingis
Yeah.
is out.
Yeah.
His stats gonna go up. His rebounds could damn near be around 10 by the time Porzingis gets back. His assists, I think it's gonna be around that 6.5, 7 range. And then I think defensively he'll probably like put up some decent numbers, like maybe around a steal a game, block. It'll look nice. When the shooting switch should be good. So I think it's about time. I think if this is the year he's gonna like actually gun for it, it's gonna be this year because
Yeah, and
Porzingis.
I think it is the makeup of like the disrespect
Yeah.
throughout the
yeah.
last season and finals and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the hope, because I would love Jason Tatum to win a fucking MVP.
It's the narrative. So.
Yeah, he has a narrative going for him this year for once.
Yeah.
So, as long as he like actually steps up to it, this could be his award to like lose, bro.
Yep.
But I'm very very conflicted about my MVP.
I know
bro.
who you're gonna pick, Kyle.
No, I genuinely don't know, because
I know one of the names.
yeah, you know one of the names for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But I mean, one of the names is Luca, obviously.
Of course.
But
Nope.
if I have him as a 3rd seed, then I just don't know if they're gonna give it to him by then. You know what I'm saying? I think
That's true.
I think Luca has to be a top 2 seed to get that. Which goes into my second guy, who is Shea.
Mhm.
And it really just it's super dependent on that top 3, because it's the same world where if the Timberwolves somehow, and I mean I could see the world where they get the 1st seed, Ant wins that shit 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever gets the first seed in the West, in my opinion, is the MVP, and
Yeah.
that's between that top three that we've all discussed.
That's true. So who you pick?
True.
I'm gonna go
It's
Shea.
gonna be different.
I'm gonna go Shea. I'm gonna go Shea.
Shea was my next pick.
Yeah, I mean, I was gassing Luca a lot in recent years, but I mean, Shea's always been my favorite player.
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
actually, I just never talk about Shea. It's just funny.
And then let's wrap this up quick. I gotta go. Who's gonna win the championship versus, and who are they gonna beat? How many games and Finals MVP? I got the Celtics beating the Thunder in 6 games with Jason Tatum winning Finals MVP.
I would say
Celtics
same.
Thunder, but I'm gonna say Celtics beat Thunder 5. Yeah.
I think they.
We're gonna
I mean,
win
I
at
guess
home again, bro. We ain't
just to
going
be
on
a
the
little
road.
bit different, I'm gonna say the Mavs again.
Ooh.
And then,
That's what Jason Tatum said.
Jason Tatum.
but they also just win in 6. Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Just to
Hey,
be a
Jason
little
Tatum
different.
Tatum definitely getting finals.
Oh, for sure.
That's no.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's just saying
Hands on
OKC
butts, bro.
Celtics. That's why I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to just say it, bro.
But it's such a safe pick though. Like,
It is a safe pick, and it'd be
makes
lit.
sense.
It'd
Yeah.
be such a fire matchup.
Let me
bro.
take that back, though. Let me take that back.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna say Celtics Grizzlies, bro.
Okay.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
they're
I'll be
clicking at that
Grizzlies,
point
bro.
if they're the 2 seed.
be
So
the
fuck
Grizzlies.
it.
Either way, I'm not gonna say it. Celtics still gonna win,
Listen,
but
man.
if Marcus has a chance to win a championship, bro, fuck it,
Listen.
I'll take it.
Listen, man. Sorry, Marcus. You're not getting this chip.
No, he's not. He's not.
Oh, they dogging him. They dogging
That's
him,
a
bro.
sweep, man. If the Grizzlies
not.
make it to the finals, we sweeping that ass. Like
Nah, but yeah, fuck
please,
it.
I'm praying for that matchup.
I'm just trolling.
That's
I'm
crazy.
trolling at this point. Give me the Grizzlies.
No, I like the bold pick.
I know it's
like
not
the
gonna
bold pick.
happen.
No, you gotta go bold.
I fuck
go
with the
home.
bold pick. I'm going bold a little bit.
All right, so I
Be a
got
little
C's
different.
Thunder. You got Kyle got C's Mavs. Nathan
Yep.
got C's Grizzlies.
Mhm.
And then we all have Celtics winning in X amount of games with Tatum MVP.
JT.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, that's our episode. I gotta go grocery shopping.
I feel
Oh,
that.
Shit.
But until
Yeah.
next time,
Yes, sir.
see ya.
Peace.
Peace out.